Okay, so school's a bitch. Let's start with that off first. Well, I've done that now. I think I did pretty well. Anyway, so finally got back to work on like Link Engine and everything. I had gotten a bit burnt. No, I lost motivation for all the graphical stuff, so I kind of like stopped doing that, and I decided to go back for now, right? And then I decided to go back to the Pokemon battle stuff and all the back end mechanics, right? All the underlying stuff. Honestly, having a lot of fun doing that, right? So I managed to rewrite the Pokemon class, the party class, made a battle class, make it do everything, you know. And I don't know exactly what my last update on this was, but I got some work done. So you can make a Pokemon, you can preload it with like a species level, all kinds of other information, right? But once you initialize the Pokemon, it determines what species did you want to make. So I don't know. I made a Charmander. It'll look for the Pokédex, right? It'll make the Charmander. It'll set like everything, the name level, major EVs and IVs. It'll generate all that through over here. It'll determine the moves based on its level, right? So basically, I think I should probably restructure this, but we'll see. So it sets the moves as an empty array, and then it's like it calls a function over here, so it looks through the Pokemon's Pokédex moves. So like, I have all the Pokemon in the database, which is I call it the Pokédex because that's like the most fitting name, right? So that was Bulbasaur, that's Ivysaur, this is Charmander. I don't have all Pokemon in there yet. I'm just trying to get it functional. So when it looks through what moves it can learn, it goes to the Pokédex, and it's like okay, level 1 Scratch, level 1 also Growl, level 4 Ember, blah 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 blah, based on the level that you generate. So like, I don't know, let's say I generated a level 5 Charmander, it'll generate it with Scratch, Growl, and Ember, right? So that's a thing. You can generate a Pokemon. You can add that Pokemon to a party through, you know, party equals initialize a. So okay, so you generate a Pokemon. So this A Pokemon over here, that's a Pokemon. Can I zoom in? Apparently can. Wait, nope. Okay. So anyways, you can initialize a Pokemon. So what this command does is it creates an instance of the Pokemon class. Species equals 1, so the number 1, which is Bulbasaur. Creates a Bulbasaur, level 16, with the nickname test, and status code is 2. What status code does is basically just the status condition that it's in. Now, I'll get into that later. I did that recently, actually. So basically, it creates a Bulbasaur, right? And status code is actually an optional parameter. Nickname's also optional. The only ones you need are just species and level, right? So you can use this to generate wild Pokemon. You can use this to generate gym leader Pokemon or any trainer Pokemon. Even if they have like pre-generated everything, you can use this to generate them, right? So basically, you can use that, and you can go down over here, and it's like, okay, I'll also make a B Pokemon, which I have commented out for now because I was working on other stuff. But you can be like, okay, so I have a party consisting of Pokemon's A to B. What? Okay. Where was I? Okay. Got interrupted. So yeah, you can initialize a party consisting of party members A and B, which are two different Pokemon. So Pokemon A, Pokemon B. Crap, where was I? And then you can technically use that over here and create a battle consisting of the two different parties, right? And the max active over there basically just means that the maximum number of Pokemon allowed to be active. So in other words, that would be like a single battle, a double battle, a triple battle. You can have those. That's what this does. So that's like the basic Pokemon stuff. Let me just close all this just so I can stay organized. Oh crap! Okay, there we go. Other than that, I got the battle system working. I'm not sure if it actually works here. Let's try it. AB. Party of AB. Let's make a party 2. Okay, fine. I'm gonna have to like uncomment some of this shit. Some of this stuff might actually end up breaking. Oh, there's a cool thing about the battle system actually. let me just make sure this all works. This should work. So it creates a party, it does all that. I'm not sure if the evolution will work well, but let's try it. Ooh, okay. Alright, so it generated our Pokemon, and it created some parties. No errors? Run? Okay, because like I didn't run the party and battle stuff in a while, actually, because I started working on other things in the meantime. Okay, so now if we just go to battle. Alright, I can also just print the parties. No, not that one. Print party.active party. Okay. What? Why does that give me a warning? If that gives me an error, I'm gonna get so mad. Fuck me. Wait, no, I can just go with this. There we go. It's over here. So this is just our Pokemon. This evolves the Pokemon. Blah 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 blah. I could make this more organized, but anyways, we have a party containing this Ivysaur and a shiny Bulbasaur. Pretty cool, right? And then it creates a battle instance, right? And it's like, okay, what does the test guy do? That's our Ivysaur. Let's say he does the first action. The action basically asks what your action is. Your actions could be 1, 2, 3, or 4, which is a battle. Like you fight, you choose a move, right? You switch out. You could use an item from the bag, or you can run. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 corresponding each. So 1, it chooses a move. So I don't know. In this case, we'll use. I don't think I actually programmed these moves in. I don't think it executes them either, so it's not going to do anything anyway. This is the other guy, Flamethrower. Right now there's only 2 active Pokemon. I should probably print some of this stuff, but like, I kind of just did this on a whim, this video on a whim. So here we can be like, okay, we choose to scratch. And now it prints everything going on. So, of course, it doesn't execute anything, it just asks what moves to do, and it'll also like order it. So, but, you know, I'm getting there. So here, like after that, it just printed out what the battle is. Like, you know, the battle string, and what that will give you is a battle instance containing 2 teams. 2 isn't the limit. I can make this 3 teams, I can make this 4 teams, I can make this 5 teams, I can go on and on and on and on, right? Because of the way I programmed it to accept. Actually, I'll cover this first. So basically, you can accept multiple teams, but I'm going to hard limit to a maximum of 3, with usually 2. But if you want to go mod it, and I know I will, I'm going to try to make it potentially infinite. Anyway, so it just lists the parties over here, so the 2 different parties. So yeah, back to the battle thing. Okay, it's in the battle class. Basically, see, it only takes in 3 teams, right, as like parameters. I could just make this, you know, I could just make it, you know, teams like that, right? Like with the asterisks, just take in the list and just give them as many teams as I want, and just assign all of them to self variables, or, you know, class variables if you want to go like that, and then bam, you know, it's actually pretty chill. So that's a thing. Okay, there's also, okay, so back to, after I finished all that, I was trying to do work on XP leveling system, which you can see it over here. Working on leveling up, gaining XP, blah, 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 blah. That actually goes into some of the Pokemon mechanics, where it's like, where each Pokemon has like a different, like, leveling difficulty almost, or like, you know, leveling formula. Where it's like some of them will level up faster, other ones level up slower, blah 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 blah. I had to program that in. I might make a descriptor language just so it's easier to store this like really specific data. Because JSON's okay, but some of this stuff in Pokemon is so specific. It's like, ugh. I might have to, like, you know, put in my own things or way of formatting. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So, anyways, I haven't finished this yet, and I hardly got any progress. So we'll get to that later. So for now, though, I managed to get evolution. The way I got evolution down was that basically it takes the Pokemon over here, right? So let's say we have like a Bulbasaur, right? So this is Bulbasaur over here, and then it changes its. All it really does is changes its species to an Ivysaur, right? So if you straight up just go to the evolution class, it loads the Pokemon database, and then what it does is we can input the number of a Pokemon, and it'll just evolve it to that. Right, so you can technically just take this Bulbasaur and evolve it to like an Arceus if you wanted to, but you need the command to do that, right? You need to put something in. By default, what it does, it just looks for the next the Pokemon that it evolves into. That can be found in the Pokédex. So if we go to Bulbasaur, we're here, number 1, and we go to evolutions. Basically, it lists the Pokemon it evolves into. So the first entry has an ID of 2, which is the number 2, which is Ivysaur. The level here, you can check what level it is. Same thing over here. ID 3, that's Venusaur, level 32, right? So what it does is by default, it'll look in the Pokemon's, like, its species' evolution entries, and it'll just look for the first one that it can evolve into. I'm gonna have to make sure. Oh no, wait, no, that works fine because like, if this evolves into Ivysaur, it wouldn't look in the Bulbasaur table. It would look at the Ivysaur table. The evolution's in, it's only a Venusaur, so an Ivysaur can't somehow evolve into another Ivysaur or a Bulbasaur. By default, it'll always evolve into a Venusaur, so that's good. Yeah. The thing is, though, when it evolves into a Venusaur, it evolves in general, a lot of things change, right? So notice that the base stats as a Bulbasaur and the base stats as an Ivysaur, they naturally change. The types might change, everything might change, right? So what you have to do is you have to set a lot of those properties, like the type, the base stats, the stats, all those things. You have to set those as properties in Python. I knew of properties and like decorators, this thing, properties for stats setter. I don't know why JetBrains doesn't highlight this as yellow, even though it did the same thing for base stats. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, you set these as properties. I learned what properties are. Actually pretty cool. I can just basically it's like another attribute that's dependent on other attributes. So base stats is dependent on the Pokemon species. If the Pokemon species changes, it automatically changes base stats. I don't have to be like, oh yeah, Bulbasaur.evolve, Bulbasaur.base stats recalculate, Bulbasaur stats recalculate. I don't have to do any of that. It just automatically does it whenever I call the evolution class, because the evolution class changes the species, right? And then same thing. So base stats are just based on the self of the species, and it just returns the species' information. What this does, okay, this is not working, but I just put it there for some reason, in case you ever wanted to manually change the base stats, right? Okay, anyways, it doesn't work though. I also tried doing it for stats, it doesn't work, so we're gonna ignore those. Anyway, stats, right? The overall stats. The one you see when you click on the Pokemon's information on that menu. It would basically, it's dependent on the base stats, IVs, EVs, level, and all. Oh, and also what was it? No, the nature, right? But there was also another one, stat mods, right there, right? So whatever stat modifications the Pokemon has, basically it's based on all of those. So if any of those change all of a sudden, then the stats will change. It's really nice. Python properties are really cool, right? That was that. There was another. Where was it? Stat mods. Okay, over here. So basically, what I had before was, each status condition, like fainted. Well, fainted is technically I don't know. I put it as a status condition, but like burns, paralysis, freeze. What the fuck? I don't know if it's still recording. Yeah, it's recording. Okay. Crap. Okay. So basically, I originally had it as current status condition equals burned, current status condition equals frozen or something, right? While restructuring all the code, I realized that it's probably a better idea to set. I just realized something really. Oh no! Wait! This isn't stat modifications. This isn't status conditions. Okay, so I'll get to status conditions in a second. Actually, I'll do status conditions right now. So basically, status conditions were originally based off of just, it was just basically a string. Instead, we have a status code which ranges from 6 to 0, and they correspond to a status condition. So like healthy, paralyzed, burnt, frozen, poisoned, asleep, fainted, right? So basically, you can change the status code and then it'll change the status. You don't have to input the string manually, just less errors. That's a thing. Okay, so types, you already know what types are. Stat mods. So this is like, you increase the attack, you lower the attack, you do whatever. That's based on this. So basically there's stages, which is its own, like, class variable over here. They'll be set by default, it's all equal to 0 because you'll have no modification to your stat mods. And then it'll determine the multiplier to your stats. This is basically something that's only really going to be used in battle. So I can probably just remove this or remove it to the battle class. But anyway, I was looking at the Bulbapedia pages on how stat modifications work, and it's actually just a mathematical function. Pretty cool, right? So it's like, oh wow, I saw the lookup tables, and I was like, you know what? I could just make a function out of that, and it was just 0.5 times the stage, absolute value of the stage, plus 1, so long as it's positive. But if the stage is going to the negative, stage starts to decrease, like, you lowered your attack or something, then what it does is it's basically the same thing, but the reciprocal of that. It's pretty cool. Crap, I spoke a lot. I don't have much else to say. There have been some personal updates, like I got a job offer for some web design stuff, which is cool. So it's like, I have some time off this break, but I have a bunch of other things I'm trying to do. I want to do that work stuff. Also trying to learn C++. I'm getting some progress on that, so it's all cool. Crap. But yeah, some updates, I guess. Hopefully I'll get this done sometime in the future. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next semester and also bye bye.